And now we're live. Hi guys, how you doing?
It's still good morning, just by a little bit. What time is it in Australia?
It is, let me check, 1:55 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I had some Australian girls this morning that I said that they'd want to watch, and they said they would be asleep. They would catch us on the replay.
So we have a special guest with us. This is Eddie Williams. He's been at my house for several days. We had Giants Live World's Strongest Man qualifier here in Martinsville, and so Eddie and Mark Felix and Tim Cuddy stayed with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had some other friends over for dinner, and Eddie's quite a talented musician. I highly recommend you look
Check
him
his-
up. Yes.
What is your page that you have your...
So my Instagram is Eddie, E-D-D-I-E, J-O Williams on Instagram.
Awesome.
And he has some great videos that were shot in my family room, in my sunroom, and at Walmart. So you can see what he's been doing while he's been in Indiana when he wasn't lifting cars and moving big weights.
Mm-hmm.
But what we found out, what's always so fun when we do this and have people into our home is we never know who's coming for Giants Live until they get here, who we're going to host. And Eddie, as he took a tour of our home, and when he got here last Wednesday, he found out that I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and his mother-in-law is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator.
Yep. So,
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
So she's probably, is she awake or is she asleep?
I know you wish you were here, but
We wish you were here.
I'll take your place.
And we'll see. He said he doesn't stamp much, but I bet he will when he gets home.
Maybe you can sign him up.
Maybe we can do this when I get home.
He can be Australia's strongest stamper.
Yeah. There
See,
you go.
There you go.
He is actually Australia's strongest man, and does compete at World's Strongest Man. And we never know when that's going to be again, so he can't even tell us when it's going to be next year.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, because they haven't. When's
He's
Australia's
probably
strongest man?
I've got 12 weeks until Australia's Strongest Man, so yeah.
And when are you on TV again with Australia's Got Talent?
In about a month for the semi-finals, so yeah.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you don't miss it because I have heard him sing and play the guitar. He's very talented. So when we found out that he was familiar with Stampin' Up! And what we did, Sherry, Tanya, Carissa, and we all discussed it, and we decided he would stamp today. And he was happy to do it. So we have a couple of things to show you before we start stamping, but we have a card here that
Sure. Yes. So, here's a card that I made. Can you share it? Here we go. Hang on just a second.
I can do it.
I got it. 1 second. Here. You show the card.
Oh, okay. You can tell them what it is.
Yes. It is the new mug, which is not called, is it called cheer? There was, the wine glasses are called cheer, and
I don't remember.
like it's the mugs in the holiday catalog. I don't have one here. I'm still trying to get this
It's-
shared.
It's got the great
Okay.
hammered impression folder on the back. So
Yes.
it's got the hammered impression folder, the mug framelets, and a tea that comes from Australia.
Yes.
Cup of Christmas.
And we love some twining. Oh yeah, cup of Christmas. We love some Twinings tea. When we were in Orlando for On Stage, we hit the little Twinings tea shop up in Epcot. But they don't have the Australia tea. You have to buy it online. And then I did a little bit of Aboriginal art, just as a kind of a little shout out to the kids. And when you do all those little dots, if you've ever seen real Aboriginal art, you really have an appreciation for all those little dots, because just filling those little dots, it took a while, and mine are not good, and theirs are fabulous. So,
And before we even knew Eddie was a stamper, Tanya did some cards last week.
Well, when you're a stamper, I mean, a lot of times you'll get things that are different than what you would normally stamp with. Well, I've had the instance, my kids are in their 20s and a lot of friends are having babies, and I have yet to purchase a baby stamp set because I was done with babies when I started. I just really haven't I just not been drawn to the baby stamp sets. So I was in a crunch of trying to figure out what I was going to do for some friends of ours that are expecting, and they're very special, and I wanted it to be a very special card. So what I did is we had the animal outing stamp set, and I had that from last year. It also had paper that coordinated with it last year. This year it doesn't. And so I kind of improvised, and I saw in the catalog, oh, would you hand me the other things? Just that stack of stuff. That'd be awesome. Sorry, guys. So I kind of decided that maybe I would pull out the It Starts With Art. I don't know what this, it's like an accessory kit. And it's got all of these cute little felt pieces. It's got some cute little charms that say Made With Love, some twine. It's just really quite adorable. And so it went really well with the animals. So I kind of started doing some fun little stamping the animals in unconventional animal colors. So I did some of that, and then I pulled out the button embossing folder, and also, I don't know what this is called. It's leaves. I don't know what it's called. Let's say leaves. And so I just started, actually in the catalog, It Starts With Art or the Animal Outing, there is a picture that's similar to this. So that's kind of where I started with my inspiration. And so I just started, and this is what I came up with. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you can see it very well. The light's a little bright. So
we're in a different space. We're not in the Wonder Basement.
And I really did want to make it special with the little charm. I've got a lot of layering. This is not a card that is a quick and simple card. This is layers and layers and layers, and I just got, really this is where I'm happy, is layering all my cards. And so then I just decided to do another quick one for the next time I'm in a pinch and I need a cute little, card. I know it's funny that sliding is a little bit cranky. I don't know if you guys can see it. We'll post it below so you get a good look at it. But that's just one of my quick tips is, when a stamp set from last year had coordinating paper, and this year it doesn't have the coordinating paper, kind of look to the catalog for inspiration, and then kind of do some funky things to get yourself out of the box and out of just what it's made for, and try some other stuff, other coordinating stamp sets to go with it. So that's all I got.
I can take it. All right, are you ready to stamp the guy?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Stamp, 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 stamp.
So we decided we would create a card that I'm going to use at camp this month. Have you really stamped before at all?
No, but I have done some, yeah.
Do you like to color?
I love to color.
Oh, good. All right, so we've got him stamping and coloring. So you're going to stamp this little kangaroo,
Then I'm gonna,
and then you're going to put it on this paper.
any way or?
Anywhere you want on that paper, because we're going to cut it out. So I have a framelit over here that's going to cut it out for us, which will make it a little bit easier.
So this kangaroo doesn't fit on you, so I'm gonna.
You're going to move it around on the ink. See, you know what you're doing. You're already a natural. Okay. So there you go.
Is there a certain time?
No, that's good. That's perfect.
Good.
Yeah. Yay!
Awesome.
We have kangaroo. So here's Eddie's stamped kangaroo, and now we're going to color it. The card we're actually making, I'm not going to show you yet, but I'm going to let him look at it, and I'm going to give him a couple of tips and tricks. So when you color it, what I do is, these are our Stampin' blends, and I like to blend the colors, and those are how you get all the different lights and darks.
Yeah.
So, did you say tones? Is that, I like it.
I did art in school, so.
See?
Oh look, he's gonna show you up, Susan.
I know. That's why I didn't show the card before.
His kangaroo's gonna look better than yours.
There are two sides to our blends. One is a nub tip, and you know that by the line, and the other one's a brush tip because the line's a little bit thicker. They're an alcohol-based marker, so when you color with them, they're going to dry pretty quickly, and you can blend. So some people go light to dark, some go dark to light, but there's the kangaroo, and I'm going to let you color it.
Awesome.
Okay?
No pressure.
No, none.
Great.
I mean, what did you do on Saturday again?
Yeah.
On Saturday at the competition in Martinsville, you lifted a car that weighed...
Well, the weight was 350 kilos.
So he does kilos. In pounds, that's a lot more.
About twice. A little more than twice.
I think it was 700 pounds for the car.
Yep.
And so you lifted a car.
They were pretty cars, too.
Yes, they were.
They were very pretty. I think if you win that one, you should get the car.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Well, I heard from Mark it's the most stolen car in America.
Oh,
really?
Go. They had
Because it looks pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a very pretty car.
Yeah. Purple and green Camaros, they were beautiful. Mark Felix actually won that event. We tried to get them to give him the car.
That was crazy.
I was going to hold the car here because Mark Felix, who also stayed with us, is from the UK. And, I mean...
Whenever he comes back, you just
Yeah.
drive the car back. Until then, you can...
Well, that's what I thought. I thought that was an excellent idea. So there were 5 events in Martinsville at Giants Live. Again, it's a qualifier for World's Strongest Man. And this was the North American qualifier. And you did 5 events. The first one was?
The first one was...
The stationary with big...
the axle press.
Okay. It was an axle press. I couldn't remember the name of it, but it was a
press it over your head.
Yeah. And it was a stationary one because a lot of times they rotate.
Yep. But this one was fixed.
Fixed axle press.
And that makes it harder?
Because it doesn't spin. So having it fixed is you have to...
Oh, so it's the rod.
throw it up and you have to
I thought it was
turn it yourself.
The weights they were fixed.
They were.
I don't know anything about any of it, so it was all fascinating to me. And so I was telling her CrossFit friends, you really should have come because you could have told me what was going on.
Yeah.
Because they were just picking up and moving heavy things to me.
And how much weight was the fixed axle press?
150, so 380
Pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we have a stamp set that says math is hard. And you can find that.
That's one of our
I would like
favorites.
that set.
I know. We're right there with you.
So after the axle press was that the farmers?
Yes, the farmers.
And you carried 2 logs. They were long logs
Yeah, so 380 pounds per hand.
per hand.
And you had to hold on to it and you couldn't put it down. As soon as you put it down, that's where your distance is.
And then they measured the distance.
Yep. So
They
that's a bit
basically
lighter than that one, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a little bit lighter. And so you were supposed to kind of basically pick it up and run with it.
Yep.
How did you get into weightlifting and strongman? And
It's a pretty funny story, actually. Long story short, I walked out of church and kind of saw the competition happening, and I paid $20 and I ended up winning the competition.
And how long ago
well,
was that?
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of like God telling you, "Hey, dude, you need to be doing this."
Yeah, I've got a ministry for you. Here you go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How long ago was that?
2.5 years ago.
So when you're not stamping and lifting heavy things, what do you do?
I am a teacher and also a father. And I like to sing also.
Yes, he does.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 boys, beautiful boys,
How old are they?
1 and 3.
Oh, that's
I've
my
seen-
favorite age.
I've seen them on the FaceTime because he's FaceTimed them.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And Daddy did a song about missing Mama and stealing kisses. And so then there was little boys trying to steal kisses.
How sweet.
It was really cute. And so you teach, and he met his wife at church, which is also a fabulous thing. She was the cute girl in the coffee bar.
Yeah, she was my coffee girl. I wrote a song about that, actually.
Oh, cute.
He wrote a song about the competition on Saturday.
That was fun.
Again, there was a lot of singing in my house this week. You never know what you're going to get when someone shows up at your house. We got him a guitar.
Yep.
And Mark Felix was watching him sing, and he looked like he needed something to do, and so we got Mark to play drum, which was outstanding.
He loved it.
He did.
Has he ever done that before?
That was his first ever time.
Well, he had some good rhythm.
Yeah.
He did.
I think he surprised himself.
People keep asking me how long it took him to learn and how much practicing he did. He didn't really do that much. You guys didn't do it that many times before you recorded it.
Yeah.
And I was banned from the room because they would start talking about stealing kisses and I would start laughing.
Yeah.
And I was banned until they were done.
Until we were finished.
Because I couldn't help it. So again, I highly recommend you look him up and follow him. He's excellent at marketing. I think one of the hardest things when you're in business for yourself is learning how to market yourself, which is what we have to do in our Stampin' Up! Businesses. And I think that's very difficult, and you do an excellent job of that. He has on this fabulous watch that showed up at my house that I keep trying to sneak off, but he's not taking it off, so it's hard for me to sneak it.
I have some really good close-ups of the watch while he's using the Stampin' Up! Blend.
Yeah,
so he can have a great little shot here of it.
It's rose gold, and
Yes,
I
it's
like
beautiful.
rose gold, and it's lovely. But it fits him, and so if it fits him, it probably shouldn't be worn by me.
Okay, I'm happy
All right,
with
he's
my...
done a great job
He has.
coloring. So if you want to see,
You're a natural,
this,
man.
Yeah, he's really good at this with very little instruction. That's how easy a blends is when you get a brand new stamper, so they can use it first time. So now what I'm going to do is turn around here. We have and we're going to cut this out.
Oh, it's cool. I was wondering how we were going to do that.
Yeah.
I saw the scissors, I was like,
Yeah, he got to do some different things here than what he's done before. And yesterday he went with my husband to a, I don't know what.
To Walmart.
Yeah, well, yeah, they went to Walmart, but they did some things and I wasn't sure his hands were going to fit. Okay, so we've what we're going to do now is these are our note cards and envelopes that go with the Memories and More. These are the ones that are in the annual catalog, and I love this craft color. I just think they make stamping easy. You don't have to get the cardstock folded in half, cut it, and all that kind of stuff. So it has a little silver trim on it on the envelope and on the card. So I've brought in the new mercury glass paper from the holiday catalog. So this is a new product that you can't get yet. You'll be able to get it September 1st, but it's a fabulous new product. And I liked the way it looked here. So what's nice about mercury glass, this paper, is you can just put a glue dot in the four corners.
you won't see anything.
And you won't see anything. And so we can attach it then to the front of the card. So I'll put this last glue dot on here, and then I'm going to let you put it in that little space.
So we watch America's Got Talent all the time. And we watch a lot of Australian TV, obviously, in our household. But we watched your episode of Australia's Got Talent.
Yep.
And I have told everybody to watch it all the way to the very end. Because as much as I love your singing and I love the way, the very end was my favorite part.
Favorite?
Yes, because it's so unexpected.
And what did you do at the end?
When I had to come back on. Yeah. So the stagehands couldn't take the Atlas stones back off the stage, so they asked me to come back on and take the Atlas stones back off gently, because I think the only way they could have got it off is rolling it off. But it was like a plastic stage, so that Atlas stone was going straight through.
And how much did the Atlas stone weigh?
160 kilos, so 400,
Oh my
almost
gosh.
400 pounds
Isn't that what you lifted on Saturday?
on the weekend. Yeah.
So he did that over the weekend too.
So if you watch this video on YouTube, because it's on YouTube, of Australia's Got Talent, make sure you go the whole way. I also love that they can recognize that you are just a good human, just from your spirit, like from the second you're out there. That's
So I
nice.
stamped on the mercury glass, and I stamped the Wild About You, and you can't see it yet, because I'm going to use my assistants off stage, and they are going to emboss this for me. Right over there's the embossing powder. And they're going to go ahead and emboss that for us real quick. And then these are dimensionals. And so when I want to raise something up a little bit, I put these on the back.
I've seen my mother-in-law use that.
You may have had one of those stuck to the back of your sock at some point.
She made my last birthday card, which was June 30th, so wasn't that
just
long
had a
ago.
birthday.
Yeah,
And you're how old?
29.
He's a whole 29 years old. My youngest son Clayton is 29 years old. So, so I removed the second part of the sticky.
Yeah.
I did, because when they are done embossing this, we're going to come over and we're going to add this fabulous leaf trim. And then once we put this all together, you'll be done and you get to take this home.
Right.
That's what's, when you come to camps and classes, you get to create your own cards with a little help, but then you also get to take it home.
Right.
And so his mother-in-law is going to get his first American-made card.
Yep. So she'll be pretty.
I don't know. I may not have.
Oh, you did just fine. So what you're going to do is, because he can see my card, you can't. So we're going to stick this on here, and then what I like about this fabulous leaf trim is I cut this little stem off, and I put a glue dot behind the leaf, and then use it
to curl around the.
to stick it on here. And any crazy leaves, I can put a glue dot behind it, and then you can trim it off.
Can't see it. Great.
They're clear, so they're a little bit hard to see, but if you need me to cut something, if your fingers don't fit in the scissors, that's okay. So is there anything you want your new stamping friends to know before we're done here?
I think my first session has inspired me to maybe learn how to do this myself so I can make my own cards for friends.
Well, if not just for your friends, at least for your children and your wife.
Well, especially for my wife.
Does she like to stamp as well?
We don't have time because
You have a 1 and a 3-year-old.
we love to get out of the house and do lots of fun stuff. But when you've got young kids, it's
That's true.
more important to
Be
focus
with
on
them.
them. Yeah.
So Eddie's traveling home today. He's got a little bit of a flight. You leave here, you leave the United States at what time?
5 o'clock.
And then you get to Australia at what time?
10 p.m. or 10
Tomorrow.
a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So you leave on one day and get in the next. We've had a great time having him. It's been wonderful. While he cuts the ribbon, I'm going to show you the card. But it's been wonderful having him here. And if he decides to come back to the Giants Live North America next year, we'll be happy to have him at our house.
You want to give your mom or mother-in-law a shout out by name?
Sure. I just want to make a shout out to Bronwyn Franken. Maybe when I get home we can do some too and go live.
And if you're watching this in Australia and you like the Stampin' Up stuff, then you could. She has a Facebook page.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put her little link down below.
Yeah. So here it is.
Bravo.
His very first card.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay, so this is what we learned.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go off right away. So whatever you say right now, they'll all